better education in terms of what the money was being spent on. As a result, just of that small internal control, that led to us, again, educating the department heads and commissioners in terms of what I expected from them when it comes to food spending. And therefore, we increased it to anything exceeding $1,000, and now I think the message is clear. Case in point again, that is reflected upon the fact that we have reduced or saved the city $1.5 million from the 2008 adopted budget.
Those savings, where are they reflected? What budget lines?
They're reflected throughout the budget, throughout every department. Every department, I think, will had a better understanding of what was expected from them by me in terms of spending better, spending more prudently, and again, showing savings, just not spending unnecessarily. In addition, overtime now has to be pre-approved before it is assigned, which has produced a substantial savings.
And you mentioned the $1.5 million in total savings. Do you have, anecdotally, can you say that there were instances, and how many times did you see a voucher for more than $250 that you rejected?
Well, I think probably when you look at, and again coming in, we're talking over, let's just say what was spent during 2007. I think having that type of control in place, and this goes across the board, this is not limited to one department. Certainly there was a great focus on our public works department, where they do spend a lot on emergency repairs, etc. And again, we looked at all spending.
You mentioned in the memo that went out announcing this press conference, there was a reference to lack of oversight. Can you be more specific in terms of where you think there was lack of oversight in terms of what allowed?
Well, I think when you look at it, and again, understanding certainly the system in terms of how we spend money, either through the Urban Renewal Agency or the IDA board, or just not day-to-day spending. Certainly when you have, and I want to put this in corporate terms, if you're running a business or corporation that spends close to $90 million a year, come on, some type of red flag should have gone up. In fact, red flags in the plural should have indicated that there was something wrong here in terms of what was being signed, in terms of checks, what was being spent. Something we should have had a red flag, and red flags should have gone up, to indicate that something was indeed wrong with the system. I think leadership has to take responsibility for that. Certainly, let me be clear, criminal acts are criminal acts, and that has been, these individuals who went on trial were found guilty of criminal acts. Now, again, I'm not, this is not to shift blame or not shift blame, but this is not the point of fingers. The point is that some red flags should have gone up, and I think systemically, there was indeed a failure in terms of the lack of internal controls.
In terms of the crimes that were convicted happened several years ago, considering some of the other allegations of things that are going on at City Hall or have gone at City Hall more recently than the early late 1990s or early 2000s.
Anytime there are allegations, certainly if they are warranted, and again, looking at the source of the allegations, we take it very seriously. We don't take this lightly at all. I certainly don't want to have any additional money stolen from the city of Mount Vernon, the people of Mount Vernon. And we're putting in not just better internal controls, but I think that people who are heading departments, both commissioners and department heads, have a better understanding of the need to be more prudent and actually exercising better common sense. Jonathan, anything? Okay. John? Okay, thank you.